Okay,
So
ma'am.
good morning, students. Sorry, good afternoon. I'm so sorry. Good afternoon, students.
Good
So
afternoon,
Good
ma'am.
yes,
afternoon,
Good
ma'am.
afternoon,
right
ma'am.
now
Afternoon, ma'am.
we are
Good
continuing with
afternoon,
our
ma'am.
chapter 6. Good morning, everyone. Okay, chapter 6, that is called life processes. In that we have reached till types of nutrition. That is a 6.2 subtopic of this topic, nutrition. In that we are learning types of nutrition. Okay, so yesterday we came till here and we just studied about the autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, so yesterday I explained you this. Autotrophic nutrition is nothing but who prepare their own food. Okay, basically in simple language. Okay, see, I want you to understand in a simple language so that you are very much clear with your concepts. Then you can go to the bookish
Okay.
definitions and all. So and heterotrophic nutrition is something which you depend on others, like humans, us, we depend on others, right, to for food, that is plants and animals. We don't prepare. Now do not say that we prepare our own food, ma'am, by using gas, utensils and all. Okay, that is not called preparing yourself. That is, you prepare.
Hello,
Hello, yes,
ma'am.
yes.
Ma'am, animals heartbeat how much, ma'am?
It depends, every animal to animal, it depends.
Okay,
See,
ma'am.
it depends. For elephant, it's 30. For for elephant in a minute, it's 30 heartbeats. Then for whale 6. Then for horse 36. Cats 100. Dogs 86. Rabbits
Okay,
205. Pig 300. So it depends. It varies. Okay. For humans, how it
okay,
varies age-wise, the heartbeats like that only for all the animals. All the animals are mammals. That is for sure. But it
okay,
depends.
ma'am.
Okay, in a minute.
Okay, ma'am.
Clear, Akash? I
Clear, ma'am.
explained you before only, just 5 minutes before, but I don't know whether you heard it or no.
Ma'am, that is not connecting, ma'am. That Zoom app.
You're having some network issues, right? That's okay. That's
Yes.
totally okay. Okay, so your heterotrophic nutrition, we depend on other animals and plants. Like human beings, take your own example. That is the best way to understand, taking your own example. Okay, so it means that we are heterotrophic nutrition. Do you agree, Rims? Akash Padhale? Chamundeshwari, YG, do you agree that we are heterotrophic nutrition or you think we are autotrophic nutrition? Chamundeshwari, Karan Khoth, yes, the bodybuilder of the class. Yes, Karan?
Ma'am, we consider as a heterotrophic. Ma'am, we consider as a heterotrophic nutrition because we do not prepare our own food, ma'am.
Yes, but do you consider cooking in kitchen is preparing your own food?
No, ma'am.
Okay, very good. I I don't want you guys to get confused in these two both. Okay, how is your bodybuilding going on, Karan? You are having proteins and all, or no?
No, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Okay, we'll continue with our topic. So now I'll show you something. Okay. Can everyone hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine, fine.
Yes,
Okay. Your
Yes,
voice,
ma'am.
I'm getting St. Peter's, Annapurna. Your voice is not audible, ma'am. Annapurna, there must be some network issues at your end because your everyone is able to hear. Okay. Shreyas, the Manevar, are you able to hear? Okay, I'm starting.
Hello friends, previously on nutrition, we discussed what a balanced diet of a human is. If you've missed that session, please hit the link given below. But as we look around, I'm sure you all see that our earth contains many more organisms and not just humans. So have we all ever wondered what do they eat or where do they get their nutrition from? So in this session, let's try grouping the organisms according to their food preference, thus deriving the mode or manner in which all living organisms acquire nutrition. We have all seen molds that grow on a piece of stale bread, right? And because of this, we know that rotten and decaying plant and animal matter is a site for fungal growth, as that fungus is getting its nutrition from the decaying and rotten matter. And this way of acquiring nutrition from dead, decaying matter is called as the saprotrophic mode of nutrition. Hence, it's not advisable to consume stale food or food after their expiry date, because indirectly it leads to consumption of harmful microorganisms, causing ill effects to your health. Let's move on to the next type of organism and see what exactly they feed on. We have all seen a parasite at some point of time. Now, parasites are organisms that live on the body surface or inside the body of another type of organism. For example, a leech is an organism that receives its nutrition by sucking the blood of another organism, while a roundworm lives inside the body of a human and receives nutrition from the human system by feeding on undigested food from our intestine. But please don't get worried. They are harmful only if they increase in number. Now, this way of acquiring nutrition from another living organism without actually killing the host is called as the parasitic mode of nutrition. Let's move ahead and see how some higher forms of animals acquire their nutrition. Let's group them according to their food preference. Lions, tigers, cheetah, fox are all flesh-eating animals, and hence we call them carnivores. While others like elephant, deer, rabbits, rhinoceros, cows and horses are all plant-eating animals, and plant or herb-eating animals are called as herbivores. And us humans, by our own individual choice, may consume plants or choose to have the cooked flesh of other animals. So, as humans can eat both plants and animals, they are said to be as omnivores. Now, all these higher forms of animals we just mentioned here have a proper digestive system. Hence, they are said to be using the Holozoic mode of nutrition. Let us look at all the examples together again. Can you find a common link in the way these organisms acquire nutrition? They all depend on others for their food, be it a dead or a living source. And this mode of acquiring nutrition is called as the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And the organisms that use this mode for its nutrition are called as heterotrophs. Heterotrophs can depend for food and gain their nutrition from others because they are free to move. But what about the trees we see in our surrounding? They cannot move around in search of food. So what mode of nutrition do they use? From where do they gain energy for their survival? In our lower standards, we have seen that plants, with the help of a green pigment called chlorophyll, trap sunlight. They take water from the soil and carbon dioxide from the air and prepare their own food in the leaves, unlike the heterotrophs. And this way of preparing food by themselves without depending on any other living organism is called as the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Such organisms that use this mode of nutrition are called as autotrophs. Again, a term that is derived from the mode of nutrition itself. So in this way, based on the manner in which living organisms acquire nutrients for their survival, there are two broad modes of nutrition, autotrophic and heterotrophic. So at the end of this session, let me ask you all a question. Have you heard of a plant that eats insects and small animals? Yes, it's the pitcher plant. So what do you think? Which mode of nutrition does it use for its survival? It's a greenish colored plant with modified leaves. So it prepares its own food. But on the other hand, it eats insects to complete its nutrition and gain nutrients which are absent in the soil. So we can say it depends on others for its survival. Are you all confused? Relax. As an exception, a pitcher plant uses a mixture of both the above modes of nutrition to gain energy, and hence it falls under the category of mixotrophs. These are organisms that use both the modes. Can you all find some more organisms that fall under this category? If you like this session, give it a
So, do you have any other, what at the last what we saw? Does anyone has any example for that thing of mixotroph? Who eats others insects also and who prepares its own food also? Does anyone have any idea? Any other example? Anyone? Chamundi Shivaji, tell me.
Ma'am,
Yes, Veena.
ma'am, Rafflesia plant, the world's biggest plant, ma'am. It consumes both mixture total.
What is the name? Which you said?
Rafflesia plant, ma'am.
Rafflesia plant.
It's a flower, ma'am. Actually, it is world's largest
Biggest
plant.
flower. Okay. Yes, it's the biggest flower.
It have it consumes insects, ma'am,
Okay.
and it have also long leaves.
Okay. And
That's why I said as an example.
okay. I'll find it out about this Rafflesia flower. Okay. But do anyone has any other example? No, Veena, just now Veena,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
answered right. No, it does not have any kind, it does not eat any kind of insects. Let me clear you. It does not. See, our Rafflesia carnivorous, you meant that only, right? That they eat insects. No, they don't eat insects. They're not a carnivorous plant. Okay. They smell like a dead decay kind of plant just to attract the pollinators. Okay. Just to attract the pollen, but they don't eat any kind of, insects. Okay.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
They are okay. They are the biggest flowers, but they do not eat any insects. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Any other one has any other example of kind of pitcher plant which we saw recently and which comes under the mixotrophic? Yes. Yes, Revti Savnur. Yes.
Ma'am, Oriental hornet.
Oriental.
Hornet.
Oriental hornet. Just what exactly it does? Can you tell me much about it? Where you
Hello?
went? Hello, yes. Revti, can you tell?
Ma'am, network issue. Your voice is not clear, ma'am.
See, Revti, I have a very good, no, I mean, it's a good network over here. There must be a fluctuating network at your side. Yeah, Oriental, what you said?
Hornet, ma'am.
hornet.
Hornet, okay.
Oriental hornet.
Okay. Oriental hornet is an insect, right? I'm asking about a plant. Yes, I forgot your name, where you went. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
California.
Yeah, but I'm asking about, what California?
It's a plant, ma'am.
California is a plant. See, Oriental hornet is an insect. I'm asking about a plant which eats insects. California plant,
Yes.
California pitcher plant. Basically, it is that only which I showed you. Just that structure is quite different. California pitcher plant. Okay. And yes,
ma'am.
it eats other plants. Very good. I don't remember your name. Sorry, Anjali, right?
Anjali.
Yes, very
ma'am.
good. Yes, St. Peter's Harsha Kulkarni.
Venus flytrap.
Huh?
Venus flytrap.
Yes, very good. Yes, very good, Anjali and Harsha. These two are the correct answers. Okay, so I'll just show you how these pictures, these plants work. Okay, do you want to see how these work?
Ma'am,
Yes. Yes. Okay, I'm showing you this. See it. It's an example of Venus and pitcher plant. Okay, Venus flytrap and pitcher plant. See how they work. Okay, because they're kind of different. They follow kind of different nutrition. So just see how it works. Is everyone able to hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
ma'am.
It's said sometimes it takes a wrong turn to get you to the right place. But landing up in this nightmarish neighborhood is purely a stroke of
See, it's a
bad
Venus
luck.
plant. Can you see? It's a Venus plant, okay? Venus flytrap plant.
For these Venus flytraps are hungry for flesh. With just a touch to one, and then two of the microscopic hair triggers, the plant's jaws trap the prey, setting in motion a bizarre all-in-one digestive system. The sealed pod floods with a lethal brew of digestive juices. Its mouth becomes its stomach, and finally its intestines, as it absorbs the nutrients. But this isn't the most efficient system, for a missed meal means energy wasted. High up above the flytraps, fellow carnivores, the pitcher plants, are a little more proficient. They're passive hunters firmly rooted in one spot. These plants make no attempt to hide in ambush. Once on the lip, the insect is as good as dead. Downward-facing hairs prevent a good foothold. The toxic nectar drugs them. Deep, waxy walls make it too slippery to crawl out. Others are also fighting for their lives. All the while, without their knowing, they're already part of the digestive process. Their remains will soon become part of the existing graveyard. The greatest guzzlers belong to the tropical pitcher family. Sporting deep tubular pits filled with flesh-dissolving enzymes, it's like an open-ended stomach. Any animal small enough to fit through the mouth of the death pit is fair game. Victims die by drowning, while their flesh slowly dissolves.
So everyone understood? Now the examples of mixotrophic.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So everyone is clear with these all mode of nutrition?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Autotrophic, yes.
ma'am, in screen what black coming see, ma'am?
Black is coming.
Yes, ma'am. This side, right side, ma'am.
Now
Yes, ma'am. That only.
it is
That
actually,
gone.
it is gone. Na? That is actually the participants, everyone's list name. Okay, which I have.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So anyone has any doubt about it? So see this now today's chapter, this types of nutrition, I have explained you. Now we are shifting to, now we'll study in detail one by one. That is autotrophic and heterotrophic. In autotrophic, we'll mainly study about plants. Okay, we'll take the example of plants and we'll study in detail what happens with it. And in heterotrophic, we'll take example of us, that is human beings. Okay, and we'll study further. So for autotrophic nutrition, I'll show you something so that we can study, we can, in the next class, we can come with a better idea. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
See, children, I don't want you to go with a blank face and all. So please tell me if ever some things are going wrong. Okay.
Hello kids, do you know how plants make their own food? No? Well, this video elaborates the process of photosynthesis, by which plants make their own food. Photosynthesis is the process used by plants to make their own food, or in more complex terms, it is the conversion of light energy into chemical energy by plants. This chemical energy is used by the plants for growth and nourishment. Photo means light and synthesis means putting together in Greek. When humans cook food, some essential things are required, including fire, water, vegetables, etc. Similarly, to make their food, plants also need some essential factors, including light, water, nutrients, soil, etc. Plants get light from the sun, water from the ground, and carbon dioxide from the air. All of these factors, including air, water, carbon dioxide, and sunlight, together help plants churn out their own food. Plants have tubes called xylem, located in the stems through which the water from the ground is sucked into the leaves. This system works similar to humans sucking liquids through a straw. The xylem is spread throughout the different parts of the plant, including the stem, branches, and all the way up to the leaves. The xylem transports vital nutrients to the entire plant. Xylems in the plant are like blood vessels in the human body that act as an important means of transportation of water and nutrients. Leaves on the plant have pores, very similar to the pores on the skin of our bodies. These pores are called stomata. These stomata are responsible for the exchange of gases. The carbon dioxide present in the air, which is responsible for photosynthesis, enters the plant through these stomata. Oxygen also comes out through these stomata. Leaves have important cells called mesophyll cells. These cells contain a green color component called chloroplast. This chloroplast is responsible for the green color of plants and leaves. Once the carbon dioxide and the water reach the chloroplasts in the presence of sunlight, the process of photosynthesis starts to take place. The following reaction takes place in the leaves of the plant during photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide plus water, in the presence of light energy, results in oxygen plus glucose, or carbohydrates. The products formed are glucose and oxygen. Carbohydrates, which are a form of glucose, are synthesized from carbon dioxide and water. Glucose is used by the plants for their growth. Some of the glucose is used immediately, and the extra glucose, which is not used, is stored in the form of starch in the leaves. Some amount of this extra glucose is also stored in the roots of the plants. This extra glucose is used to perform photosynthesis when there is no sunlight. Oxygen is given out into the air through the stomata in the process of photosynthesis. The oxygen that is released is used by human beings to breathe during their respiration process. Ever wondered why this process is called photosynthesis? Well, the word photosynthesis is a combination of two Greek words, photo and synthesis. Photo means light in Greek, and synthesis means putting together or combining. Hence, photosynthesis literally means combining water or carbon dioxide in the presence of light. So the essential factors for photosynthesis to take place include sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. Underwater photosynthesis takes place at a slower pace than the normal photosynthesis. This is because energy from the sun is absorbed by the water layers and only some amount of energy actually reaches the plant. There are some plants which don't need the process of photosynthesis to grow. Such plants include mushroom, Venus flytraps, etc. Mushrooms get their food from the ground and from their surrounding areas. Venus flytraps trap and catch small insects which come near the leaves and eat them. Don't forget to...
So is everyone clear now? What exactly happens?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this autotrophic nutrition we'll study in the next class, especially for plant. We have completed our types of nutrition, and that is the modes of nutrition. Okay. And we'll continue with the autotrophic. One of these, the autotrophic, and later humans will complete it later. Now in next class on Tuesday, we'll unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. Please stop annotating. Okay. So in next class we'll see the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, in plants. We'll go in detail for this. Anyone has any doubts about anything? Anyone? Because the class is getting over. I just have 4 minutes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, are you using the computer to show us this all?
Yes.
Ma'am, then why I can't recording this? It is showing that please request recording permission from the meeting host.
I'll be sending you the recorded videos. Don't worry. I've recorded.
Okay, ma'am.
In group, ma'am.
Just a minute.